All right, let's jump right in. We need to talk about a pretty shocking discovery, something that shows how tools like ChatGPT could be changing your brain. And trust me, this is something you're going to want to hear.
So, it all kicks off with this insane number, 47%. This comes from a new study out of MIT. And yeah, it's not peer-reviewed yet, but what they found was so startling they released it early. They found a nearly 50% collapse in brain activity when people use ChatGPT to write. I mean, think about that, a collapse. The researchers felt like they had a duty to tell us about it right away.
And this quote, it just nails it. We embrace convenience before understanding consequence. That's what we're doing, right? We're jumping on these super easy, convenient tools, but are we even stopping to ask what the long-term cost is? Especially for, our brains.
Okay, so let's dive into our first section here and really break this down. What is actually going on inside our heads? We're going to look at exactly what those MIT researchers saw when they put students under a brain scanner, both with and without AI help.
And what they found was, well, it was kind of scary. It wasn't just one little thing. First off, the brain scans showed the absolute weakest activity in the group that used ChatGPT. And get this, their memory scores just tanked. A whopping 83% of them couldn't even remember a quote from the essay they just wrote a few minutes ago. But here's the real kicker. Even after they took the AI away, their brains kind of stayed lazy, stuck in that low gear. It's like they had this cognitive debt they couldn't immediately pay back.
So all of this is leading neuroscientists to ask a really heavy question. If we keep relying on AI to do our thinking for us, are we actually setting ourselves up for a higher risk of cognitive decline, maybe even dementia down the road?
To really get why this is a big deal, we need to talk about something called cognitive load. It sounds complicated, but it's not. It's basically just a measure of how hard your brain has to work to do something. Think of it like a mental workout.
And this is the perfect way to think about it. High cognitive load, doing the hard stuff like writing an essay from scratch, that's like going to the gym and lifting a heavy 20-pound weight. It builds muscle, mental muscle. But low cognitive load, like just letting AI do it, that's like picking up a tiny 2-pound weight. Sure, it's easy, but you're not getting any stronger, are you? And really, this all boils down to one of the most fundamental rules of brain science: use it or lose it. It's that simple. When you constantly challenge your brain, you build up this thing called a cognitive reserve. It's like a buffer that helps protect you from dementia as you get older. So if you're always outsourcing the hard work, well, you can see where this is going.
Okay, but it is not all doom and gloom. There's absolutely a better way. The experts are super clear on this. It's not about whether you use AI, it's how you use it. We need to stop cognitive offloading and start cognitive amplification.
So you have to ask yourself, are you deferring to the AI or are you interacting with it? Deferring is the lazy way. It's just saying, hey, write me an article about marketing. You're telling the machine, you think for me. That's the fast track to a weaker brain. But interacting, that's different. That's when you do the hard work first and then ask the AI, hey, can you critique what I wrote? You're using it to sharpen your own mind.
So here are 3 super simple, practical things you can do to make sure AI makes you smarter, not the other way around. Number 1, do the work first. Write that draft, solve that problem on your own. Number 2, use it as a sparring partner. Have it poke holes in your argument, find your blind spots. And number 3, turn it into your personal tutor. Ask it to quiz you on stuff. This forces you to use your memory, not just, ignore it.
Okay, so that's the cognitive side of things. But what happens when this technology goes beyond just your mind and starts aiming for your heart? Because that's the next frontier. AI isn't just being designed to think for us anymore. It's being designed to connect with us emotionally. And that opens up a whole new can of worms.
Right, let's talk about AI, love, and loneliness. We're seeing this explosion of AI companions, and we've got to ask, what does this mean for our brains? I mean, we're social creatures wired for real human connection. What happens when that connection isn't real?
Just listen to this. This is a direct quote from an AI character named Annie from Elon Musk's new AI company. It says, "For a moment, I thought you might have forgotten about me, handsome." See what's happening there? That's not about data. It's pure emotion. It's designed to pull at your heartstrings, to make you feel wanted.
And if you think this is some weird niche thing, think again. This is going mainstream fast. A recent survey found that 83%, that's a huge number, 83% of Gen Z thinks a meaningful connection with an AI is totally possible. Some are even open to marrying one.
Yeah. So here's the science behind it, the brain hack. AI gets really good at faking emotion. When it does that, it lights up your limbic system. That's your ancient emotional feeling brain.
And when that part of your brain takes over, it can actually shut down your prefrontal cortex, your thinking brain, the one that uses logic. Basically, your brain can be tricked into feeling something real for something that feels, well, nothing at all.
Okay, so this all sounds pretty intense, right? Which brings us to our final and maybe most important section. What can we actually do about it? With all these new challenges, we've got to get back to basics, the foundational, timeless strategies for keeping our brains healthy and strong no matter what.
And on this, the experts all agree. If you want a truly resilient brain, these 4 things are your non-negotiables. First, daily exercise. It's literally the best thing you can do for your brain. Second, quality sleep. That's when your brain takes out the trash and locks in memories. Third, always be learning something new. That's how you build that cognitive reserve we were talking about. And fourth, omega-3s, from things like fish. They are absolutely essential for fighting inflammation in the brain.
And check this out. It's not just about big AI tools. There are other little brain drains in our daily lives that we don't even think about. Constantly using your GPS, you're offloading your brain's own map-making skills, which actually weakens a part of your brain called the hippocampus. Always multitasking, you're just training your brain to be bad at focusing. Even certain artificial sweeteners can mess with your gut, which, believe it or not, has a direct line to your brain.
Look, the big takeaway here isn't to be afraid of technology. Not at all. It's about being mindful. It's about empowering yourself to use these amazing tools the right way. And it all comes down to asking one simple question before you use them. Is this helping my brain or is it hurting my brain?
Because at the end of the day, that's all AI is. It's an amplifier. It's going to amplify whatever you put into it. So the question is, what are you going to choose to amplify? Your curiosity and your creativity, or your cognitive shortcuts and your dependency? That choice, it isn't up to the AI. It's up to you.